Magical hello everyone, Madam Z here, the headmistress of Madam Z's School of Witchery and also your magical life coach. I am so glad that you're going to be joining me live today, and as we talk about some more cool stuff about tarot. So we are waiting for some people to hop in. I can see that they're slowly coming in. I am coming to you live, either from my Facebook page, my group, or my YouTube. So hello, everyone, and welcome for hanging out with me today as we talk about tarot. And it is Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. So every Wednesday, I will come into either my group, my social media page, or my YouTube platform, really all over the place. And we spend some time together learning everything about witchiness, magical life, tarot, esoteric stuff, all kinds of cool things. So, hey, how are you? Thanks for hanging out with me, joining me live. So if you are joining me live, please hit hashtag live and let me know that you are joining me here. So as we're waiting for some people to hop in, it's been crazy. Last week, I wasn't able to come on live because I'm in Austin, Texas, and we went through. Let me just my camera. We went through a crazy snowstorm. We had no power and no water for almost a week, so I couldn't do the live. I was hoping we would have power by then, but it was a complete doo-doo show. So I missed y'all next week or last week. So hey, how are you? Thanks for coming in with me. Yeah. So you guys are watching my stories. Yeah. It was insane. So I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. So drinking water, nothing major going on as far as what's in my brew. Because water is life, and we just now got a text that we don't have to boil our water. We were without water and power for almost a week, like I said, so I'm like drinking a shitload of water. So yeah, you've been through it too, so yeah, it's been insane. So I'm glad to be back. So all right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's just knock off on the minor chit chat. Not that I don't want to sit here and get to know you and just have a conversation, but people like, Madam Z, can you get to the damn teaching? I want to know what's going on with tarot today. What are you going to teach me? So let me scoot y'all over so I can see you. So I really wanted to share with you, I'm doing a little series on tarot. Okay. So I wanted to share with you my 7 important things that every new tarot reader needs to know. By a show of hands, an emoji, a heart emoji, a thumbs up emoji, a funny emoji. How many of you here watching me, replay or live, are new tarot readers? Like you just picked up your tarot deck. You want to dive into it. You kind of like confused about what you need to do, where to start. So we're going to talk about the top 7 important things that you should know as a brand new tarot reader. Now, just a little bit about how I started off reading a long time ago. But I think I picked up my first tarot deck when I was a teenager, and I put it down, picked it back up, put it down, because I looked at all the 78 cards and I was like, oh shit. I am never going to learn 78 cards. I'm never going to learn the esoteric meanings. I'm never going to learn the symbols. I'm never going to learn the colors. How am I going to memorize the 78 card meanings? How am I going to read for people? How am I not going to screw up? What if I get it wrong? And it was very intimidating to me. So, good. Yeah. So we've got a lot of newbie readers in here. So welcome to what I call, you need a part-time job to just keep up with the tarot card funds. So it's a new addiction. Welcome to your new addiction of collecting tarot decks, because it's an addiction for sure. So the first thing that I want you to remember, and you guys can write this down also, or you can catch the replay, is the biggest thing that I learned is you need to trust your intuition. Every situation is different. That's why it is so important that you trust your intuition and not just what the little white book says. If you pull a card for a certain situation that you're reading for a client and you feel that the traditional meaning or the little white book meaning does not fit into what your intuition or what your guides are coming forth and telling you, and you're kind of having a conflict with that, you need to go with what your intuition is telling you. That situation is going to be different than how it's going to fit versus the little white book and the meaning of that. Trust your intuition. And here's what's going to happen. In the back of your mind, you're going to be, but that's wrong. That's not what the little white book says. That's not what I've been taught as a traditional meaning. But for some reason, this keeps coming up for me as this is what it should mean. So you're going to have an internal conflict with that. First thing is first. Trust your intuition. Trust your guides. Trust the process. And it's okay if you're like, that does not make sense to me. It doesn't have to make sense to you. You are a conduit for the reader. You are just a transfer of messages. Even though it doesn't make sense to you, it's probably going to make sense to the reader. So as soon as you say it, they're going to be like, oh yeah, yeah, that completely makes sense because I was about to put my resume out yesterday or tomorrow. So I'm going to hold off on that. So that kind of thing is where you want to trust your intuition because every reading of the situation is going to be different. So trust your intuition. Yeah. That's a big one for you too. It is because we have so much self-doubt and we spend so much time reading and learning and, just sitting there trying to memorize stuff. We are really boxed in onto how we interpret the cards. And I want you to get away from that. I want you to learn how to read tarot the traditional way, but also use the tarot intuitively and trust your gut. It's practice, practice, practice. And we're going to get to that too. So number 2, throw out all the rules that you have been taught as far as how to shuffle, how to cleanse. Your tarot cards need to be gifted to you. If I waited for a tarot deck to be gifted to me, I probably still would be waiting on tarot decks to be given to me before I started. That's an old type of way of thinking because back in the day, it was so secretive. In order for you to learn tarot, it had to be handed down to you in secret, and it had to be taught to you in secret. And we didn't have Barnes and Nobles back there. They didn't have, a tarot peddler out there, or you couldn't go to your mass-produced bookstore and get these. These were handed down from generation to generation, and you were taught how to read tarot. But now it's different. There's so many different tarot decks out there. Yeah. So that, yeah, you can wait too. That people are still hung up about that. People are still hung up about the rules of tarot and what you should do. And if you don't do it that certain way, then they have this anxiety that what they say interpret is going to be wrong, or I'm going to call in something evil, or I'm going to, how do I know that what I said is right? What if I didn't cleanse it right? Does that mean that the reading's not going to be right? What if I'm not using the right crystals? Throw all that shit out. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters is you are in tune with yourself, how you read with your cards. You are connected to your cards, and you start the flow. You start the process of connecting with your cards. That's all it is. And there's so many different genres out there of tarot cards. You can find any themed tarot deck that you like. It doesn't necessarily have to be Rider-Waite, although Rider-Waite is dear to my heart, and that is what I teach off of. You can get gummy tarot, themed gummy, cat tarot, dog tarot, bunny tarots. You can get, what other kind of tarots? like goddess tarots. You can get, I don't have Game of Thrones, vampire tarot, dark tarot, anything that you like, that you're into, they have a tarot. Now they actually have I think it's a 32-bit tarot card with deck, which is kind of cool. So that and hence why I tell you, welcome to your new addiction of collecting tarot cards, because there's so many out there. But I want you to throw out the rules, because the only thing that the rules do is keep you boxed in, and it keeps you from growing as a intuitive tarot reader. Okay. And it also keeps you from trusting yourself. So number 3, and we talked about this a little bit in number 2. Number 3, find the deck that speaks to you. My go-to deck is the Witches Tarot, Everyday Witch Tarot. Sorry, Everyday Witch Tarot. It's not with me now, it's actually in my purse. But the Everyday Witch Tarot is the one that I actually read with, and I instantly connected with that one. And that's the one I practiced off of. But find a deck that you instantly connect with. Now, I have decks in my collection. I have over 200, 100, 200 decks. I stopped counting, that I don't even connect with. Yeah, you too. You have decks. I agree. You have decks that you're like, oh, cool, I bought it, and you don't even use it. Correct. I'm the same way. But I love collecting them, because someday you may cycle through them. And if you open the box and you're like, I don't like those, I'm just going to put it away, revisit those. Check back with them in a year. Pull them out of, the back of your bookshelf, and actually just shuffle through and reconnect with them. Interview your tarot decks. See if you reconnect with them, because as we grow, our tarot deck is going to grow with us. We're going to have different tarot decks come into our lives. So find the deck that you really connect with. Find the deck that speaks to you. And before I go on to number 4, tell me what your favorite deck is and what you're working with. The cool thing about this is we get the inside scoop about what everybody's working with. What new decks are out there that nobody has heard about. You have Kickstarter decks, you have indie decks, you have new decks that are getting created every single day that people are putting in out there. So this is why it's very important to share with what decks you're using, what you're loving on, what you're jamming with now. So we can actually, oh my God, I didn't know that was out there. I love that tarot deck. Where'd you get that tarot deck? This is where we start coming together in hive mind and sharing what we have in our tarot arsenal. So drop in the comments, though, what tarot deck you're using and what you're loving on. I already told you I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot. So we love that. Whenever I do a reading for you or I pull cards, that's probably 100%, well, 90% what I'm going to be using. Number 4. Practice. I know you're like, oh my God, Madam Z, if you tell me to practice one more damn time, I'm not going to do it. I just hate it. Oh, I hate to tell you, if you want to become a really good, powerful reader, you have to freaking practice every single day. I don't even care if it's a 1-card pull. You have to practice. Find a tarot practice group that allows you to pull cards, allows you to practice on other people, allows you to ask questions, because you need a support group. Make up scenarios, situations, and pull cards. For example, I don't know, you have a boss and you're like, is my boss having a very yes or no? Pull some cards. Or is my next door neighbor really going to work at 3:00? What does he do for a living? How is this going to end up, kind of thing. Or, just make up scenarios like whatever is going on in your mind or in your storyline that you're like, I want to see how this plays out. And that's going to give you the practice that you need. It doesn't have to be true. Just make shit up and pull cards, and you're learning how to read cards. Yeah. It's funny because the reason why I love tarot so much is because I'm nosy as hell, and I will pull a card and the tarot will never ever lie. And I'm like, you can tell me that you don't have feelings for this person, but I know better. The cards will never lie. So you can tell me all day, especially in a reading, that you're not having an affair, or you're not cheating, or you're not cooking the books, or you're being faithful, but I know different. So the reading, and it's really cool because the nosier you are in life, the more the more you're like, girl, let me pull a card and see what's really going on, because you want the answers, right? You want the tea. So that's why it's called tarot tea tarot. Right? You want that damn tea. Tell me the truth, tarot. And you can't hide or lie from the tarot because they will tell on you. So another thing that you could do for daily practice is watch TV or watch a TV show and pull a card to see what's going to happen next in the scene, or how that relationship between those two characters are going to play out, or how it's going to end up, or what the outcome is going to be for this movie, or how the outcome is going to be for that certain situation. So put on Netflix, put on Hulu, put on YouTube, pull some cards, see what's coming up, and just start practicing. And of course, the daily pull. Pick a card, draw a card every day. It doesn't have to be all serious. Just pull a damn card. Write down, ask a question. What is my day going to look like today? What do I need to be aware of? Pull the card, write it down, move on with your day. You're like, oh, okay, I understand that I'm going to have some car problems today. I got to make sure that either I prepare for that or I just don't use my car. Maybe tomorrow I'll run and do errands, but not today. So, yeah, you guys do daily draw too. Yeah, I think a lot of tarot teachers teach you to do daily draw. You can do daily tarot pulls also. And I think Etsy has a lot of books on that too. Number 5, don't be so damn serious. See, here's the thing about tarot. They're like, oh, you have to, I hate to say this and I hate to knock it because I do the same thing. But the more you get into tarot and the more you get into being more confident in tarot, you kind of let all the other crazy nuances of reading tarot kind of leave, right? About you have to cleanse your deck every day or at every reading, or you can't let people touch your cards, or blah 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 blah. You kind of get away from that. I have a ritual. I used to have the beautiful cloths, beautiful setup, and I do that still for if I feel like it. But if I don't feel like doing a whole setup, I'm not going to do a whole setup. I'm just going to tap my cards 3 times, shuffle them 3 times, and I'm pulling and reading, because you have to learn how to read on tarot on the fly. It's all pomp and circumstances, if you want to do all that stuff. But what are you really doing? Your client's sitting there like, girl, pull the damn cards. You look great and wonderful and your setup's cool, but are you going to tell me the damn truth? Or are you just going to sugarcoat it? I want to know the truth. I don't care about the setup. I need to know the truth. So don't be so serious about thinking that you have to have this whole setup. You have to cleanse every single day. You have to use certain crystals. You get over yourself pretty much. The more confident you get in reading, the more you're just like, I know this person's energy. I know my tarot card's energy. If I have a yucky reading, I'm going to cleanse. Now, and I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people say, don't let someone else touch your tarot decks. I'm not like that, especially now with what's going on. You cannot let other people touch your tarot decks, right? Which is fine. So you have to shuffle them yourself. And especially if you're doing readings online, you have to touch them yourself. I don't care if other people touch my tarot deck, as long as I know their energy is pure and their energy is genuine. And this is why it's important that you learn how to read energy. And you need to learn the energy of your tarot, because I can pull up a tarot card and I'm like, girl, what is wrong with you? You're wonky, let's cleanse you. Or I can do readings for a whole month and I can look at it and be like, you're good. All right, let's go. Or it needs to be recharged, or it needs to be cleansed after a heavy reading, or I don't want that person touching. I go by the energy. It's not a rule for me. So I want you not to be so serious. I don't want you to think about, you have the same problem where people tell you that you don't let other people, touch your tarot deck, or you have to cleanse after every tarot reading and blah, 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 blah. I am so in tune with my tarot deck that I know when it needs to be cleansed. I know when it's having an off day, and I know when I need to reshuffle it. I know when I use a pendulum, and I'm like, are you good to go? All right, let's do this reading. You're like, no, you're not. What do you need? Kind of thing. And don't be so serious. If you get it wrong, chances are it's not wrong. Chances are that your reader just is interpreting it wrong. Or the reader is in denial, which is probably 99.9% of the time. That is the case. It's not that you're wrong, and who cares if you get it wrong, because your intention is pure, right? And everybody has free will. So more than likely you're not wrong. Just the energy, the circumstances, or that person's decision changed that shift to where it may not have concluded the way that the tarot cards were. So it doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means that there's a shift in something that happened. More than likely it was either they're in denial, or they made a decision that changed the outcome of the charity. So don't be so serious. Have fun with it. Play some funky music, incense, burn it, just have fun with reading tarot and be yourself. Don't be so robotic about it. Get down and dirty, say, girl, you in danger, have fun with it. Don't be so serious. The clients love that you have a personality behind reading tarot. Number 6, create your own style of reading tarot. And we talked about this. Yeah, don't be so serious. That's the most important thing, right? Get out of your own head. Have fun with it. So create your own style of reading. Even though you have the little white book, it's very robotic, right? And we talked a little bit about this, about not being so serious. I read differently than anybody else reads. And that's why clients come to me. That's why I'm fully booked with tarot readings, and to the point where I'm like, I'm not doing tarot readings for the next 2 months. I don't want to do tarot readings for the next 2 months, or I am choosing who I want to read for clients, because they come back to me over and over and over again because they know my style. And it's about energy, and it's about not being just a person who just recites the little white book. You learn your own style. So don't be afraid to evolve. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to create your own style of reading. And know that your style of reading is different, and don't mimic everybody else's style of reading. Okay? Number 7. Throw away the tarot spreads. I'm going to confess. I said it again, and I'm going to say it again. So hold on to your horses. Clutch your pearls. Throw out the tarot spreads. It makes you work and read and dive deep into your intuition. It makes you learn how to read the story of what is going on with your client. Not just card 1 meeting, card 2 meeting, card 3 meeting. It makes you really learn how to read that scenario. Now, of course, everybody likes the past, present, future. Everybody likes being in a little box. Everybody likes to know what this means, if you put it in this position, all that kind of stuff. And I'll be the first one to tell you, when I started off, I loved tarot spreads, and I created my own tarot spreads. But the more I got into it, the more I was like, I don't even like tarot spreads anymore because it's boxing me in. I like to free flow now. I probably did a Celtic cross maybe 2 or 3 times. Okay. And in my whole career, probably 2 or 3 times, and that's it. Then I just started doing my own tarot spreads. And then I just started like, I don't even have a spread. I'm just pulling cards, just reading them. It's all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason to it. When you get in that zone of actually truly reading, you don't need a damn tarot spread. I'm telling you all. You don't need it. Amen. Can I get an amen? Yes, exactly. You don't need a tarot spread. Now, I'm not saying there's, anything wrong with having a tarot spread. It makes the client feel better. They like the theatrics of it. But create your own style of reading. Create your own spread if you want to. I still teach that in my academy, in my tarot class, about tarot spreads, because people still want to learn. They still have to know, be in a box. But I don't want you to rely so much on the tarot spreads, and I want you to think more outside the box and be more free flow of the type of reader. Okay. So yeah. So number 7, throw away the tarot spreads. We have enough of those, right? I think we have enough of those. So those are my top 7 important things new tarot readers need to know. Trust your intuition, number 1. Number 2, throw out the rules. Number 3, find a deck that speaks to you. Number 4, practice daily. Number 5, don't be so serious. Number 7, create your own style of reading tarot. And 6, sorry. And number 7, throw out the tarot spread. So, any questions? Yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm throwing out the tarot spread. I'm gonna free flow. Yeah. Free balling tarot is how you're gonna read. It's the free falling style of tarot. So I want to talk to you, since I have you here, about my tarot course that is coming up, available now. So this is my Epic Complete Tarot course. So if you want to dive deep into learning tarot, and you're tired of the usual style that they teach you, the little white book, the meanings, and they don't encourage you to think outside the box, then I really want you to really join my complete tarot reading course. Okay. So if you are a brand new tarot reader, and I know that there's a lot of you out there, I saw your hands go up. If you are suffering from self-doubt as a tarot reader, if you are overwhelmed with all the meanings, reversals, colors, numerology, timing, if it's 78 card meanings that you have to memorize, and then if you do reversals, you got to read those and memorize those. If your confidence as a tarot reader has just tanked, if your time is limited, because I'm here to tell you, no, we are in borrowed time. Okay, if nothing else, we have learned that. Yeah, people don't want to waste time anymore, right? You have a husband, you have a significant other, you have a child, you're tutoring, you're working from home, you're trying to run a household, you're trying to run a business. You don't have time to dedicate, an hour to or two every single day to go into a Zoom coaching call. This is a great do-it-yourself kind of course, so it fits in your time schedule where you don't have to rearrange your schedule. So I feel the struggle. I have been there where you've been there, picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down, spent hours trying to learn it, spent a shitload of money trying to learn tarot. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way to learn tarot. And this is what my complete tarot course is going to teach you. So there's a different way to learn tarot. I teach you a different way to learn tarot. It's fast, it's easy. I break it down. We have videos, we have PDFs, we have practices. You don't have to memorize all the 78 cards. I'll show you how to read tarot with ease and your intuition. And I want you to really imagine yourself after the course that you're going to be reading tarot with confidence. You're going to be trusting yourself and your intuition. You're going to empower your clients and yourself through tarot. And you're going to stand out among all the other humdrum tarot readers. They're going to pass right by those people in the events, and they're going to like, I want to see her. I'm here to see her. You're going to have a line. You're going to have pre-booked clients coming in. You're going to walk right past everybody else because they know your style. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. And you're going to become a highly sought after tarot reader. So I don't want you to be hiding your gifts anymore because of self-confidence or lack of self-confidence, because you feel like your intuition, you just can't trust it. Or you're just overwhelmed with trying to memorize those 78 cards. It's a lot. I'm going to tell you, it's a lot. So I want you to look at the course that is coming up that's available now. This is a limited time pricing. It is $97 for everything that you get. So if you're feeling lost, are you still relying on that stupid little white book that we talked about? If you're really confused still about, how to interpret the tarot cards and how to trust your intuition, if you are lacking confidence or self-confidence, if you're feeling defeated, this is the course for you. It is on sale for $97. Grab it, because after probably within 24 hours, a few days, the price will probably go up to $297. So in the course, you will receive 7+ hours of video training that you can hit a replay. Replay. What did I miss? I missed something. Let me go back. You will have beginning to advanced trainings. Beginning is like how to smudge a tarot deck, how many cards are in the major arcana, the minor arcana. But then we also have advanced, like timing, like zodiac, like numerology. Those are the advanced. This is a complete, you will not need another tarot training course than this. So this is going to be beginning to advanced training. You get downloadable PDFs that you can keep. You have practice sessions with me, which is important because we talked about daily practice. And you get your own printable coloring tarot deck, which I love. So you can actually print those out and sit down and just create your own tarot deck. Remember, we talked about creating your own style of reading. You can create your own tarot deck, and you get your lifetime access. So if you want to refresh your tarot skills, start a business, learn tarot basics to advanced techniques, you want to read for yourself or others, or you want to feel inspired to develop your reading and intuitive skills, then this is the course for you for $97. You need to grab it now. Instant access. You don't have to wait for me. You don't have to wait for the course to start in 2 weeks. Pay it. You're in it. You're done. Okay. $97 gets you all of this. So let's get you working on meshing up your intuitive gifts with the traditional way of doing tarot. Let's build your confidence so you can stand out from other tarot readers in the crowd. Let's get you fully booked. Let's create that life that you want, where you are, the money's coming in. You can quit your full-time job. You can become that well-known tarot reader. You will have clients calling you to book sessions with you. You can be your own boss. You can create the own life and freedom that you truly desire. All from reading tarot. I've done it. I have done it. I've created this life all with a deck of tarot cards. So $97. I will leave that link in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm so glad that you joined me live for today's Wednesday training. And I will see you next week for another Witchy Wisdom training. Witch on, everyone. Bye.